you are losing $2,000. A single tiny box on your Form W-9 is the thief. This happens on your very next $10,000 gig. Most freelancers think they are just filling out a boring standard tax form. You download the PDF, you type in your name, and you email it off to your client without a second thought. But in reality, you are signing a legally binding permission slip. You are giving the federal government a direct green light to garnish your wages. One wrong checkmark on this document triggers backup withholding instantly. Your client will not call you to warn you about the mistake. They will simply send you a much smaller paycheck. By federal law, they are forced to withhold 24% of your hard-earned cash. That money is completely gone until the next tax season. You cannot invest it. You cannot use it to pay your rent. The IRS is banking entirely on your lack of attention to detail. They rely on the fact that most independent contractors rush through their paperwork. Do not give them the satisfaction of holding your money hostage. Let us fix your W-9 right now, line by line. According to recent internal data, things are getting much worse for independent contractors. Over 1 million freelancers received devastating B-notices this year alone. The primary reason for this explosion in audits is a simple tax ID mismatch. And if you are not paying attention to the new regulations, you are next on the list. In 2026, the tax laws underwent a massive shift. Under the new legislation, the 1099 NEC reporting threshold was raised from $600 to $2,000. On paper, this sounds like a massive relief for small side hustlers. But do not let that relief fool you for a single second. This is actually a highly calculated trap for serious freelancers. Raising the threshold means the IRS is now hyper-focused on high-value contractors. If your name does not match your tax identification number exactly, the system strikes. Federal law absolutely forces your client to take immediate action against you. They must slice 24% off the top of your gross pay. On a $50,000 contract, you are bleeding out. You are losing $12,000 in pure liquidity today. That is money stolen directly from your business cash flow. The government will hold it hostage for months without paying you a single cent of interest. Here is the ultimate villain destroying your freelance income. It is line 3 and the infamous LLC trap. Most freelancers form a limited liability company to get some legal protection. You get your LLC approved, you feel great, and you think you are a legitimate corporation now. Because you want to look like a real business, you check the LLC box on the W-9. Then you proudly type in your shiny new business employer identification number. This is the biggest, most expensive mistake you can possibly make. Listen very closely. If you are a single-member LLC, the IRS views you as a human person. You are not a corporation to the federal government. In their massive database, your business is classified as a disregarded entity. This means your business and your personal identity are completely merged for tax purposes. When you use an EIN attached to your LLC name on this form, the IRS computer system screams MISMATCH instantly. The automated system flags your account within 48 hours of your client filing their paperwork. Your client receives a terrifying automated notice from the IRS ordering them to stop paying you. You just volunteered for a massive pay cut, simply because you wanted to look professional. What happens next is an absolute nightmare for your professional reputation. Your client receives a CP 2100 notice directly from the federal government. This is a federal backup withholding order, and it is legally binding. Your clients are terrified of the IRS. Corporate accounting departments do not mess around with federal tax compliance. If they do not withhold your money, the IRS will fine your client directly. So they will not hesitate to cut your pay to protect themselves. They will slash 24% immediately from your pending invoices. You will get a surprisingly small deposit on payday. When you call your client to complain, they will just shrug their shoulders. They will tell you their hands are completely tied by federal law. You cannot negotiate your way out of this trap. You cannot beg the IRS to give the money back right now. You have to wait until you file your annual tax return to claim it as a credit. That means you are giving the government a massive interest-free loan while you struggle to pay your own business bills. It destroys your cash flow and ruins your peace of mind. But wait, There is a perfect legal fix to this mess. You can absolutely look professional without losing your cash. Here is the exact step-by-step W-9 walkthrough for 2026. Grab a blank W-9 form right now and follow along with me. Look at line 1 on the document. You must use your legal personal name here. Do not put your business name on line 1 under any circumstances. Your personal name must perfectly match the name printed on your social security card. Now move down to line 2. This is exactly where your business name belongs. Write your LLC name or your doing business as name right here. Now look very closely at line 3. Ignore the LLC box completely. Do not check it. Check the very first box for individual, sole proprietor, or single-member LLC. I know it feels completely wrong to do this when you own an LLC, but it is the only way to align perfectly with the IRS master file data. Now go down to part 1 of the form. Because you are a disregarded entity, the safest move is to use your social security number here. If you absolutely hate handing out your social security number to clients, stop. You must apply for a new EIN specifically registered as a sole proprietor. Using an EIN registered to your LLC name will fail the matching process. It is the fastest way to freeze your funds. Let us talk about another massive failure point that traps freelancers. Look at the address section on the form. Most independent contractors just use their current apartment address, but they filed their last annual tax return using a different address. The IRS matches your W-9 address to your last filed tax return. If your W-9 address does not match their internal file, it creates another massive red flag. Always use the exact address from your last return to stay safe. Now let us look at part 2. This is the certification and signature block. You are signing this federal form under penalties of perjury. Do not just type your name into a PDF using a cursive computer font. The IRS requires a legally binding digital signature, or a wet ink physical signature. If your W-9 has an invalid type signature, the IRS throws your form in the trash. Print the form, sign it with a real pen, and scan it. That is the bulletproof way to protect your income. What if you already messed this up and received a B-Notice? Do not panic, but you must act incredibly fast. You have exactly 30 days to fix this issue. You must provide a correct, newly signed W-9 directly to your client immediately. If you miss that 30-day window, the 24% withholding locks in for the rest of the year. Stop letting a simple paper form bleed your bank account dry. The government takes enough of your money already. Subscribe to this channel right now for daily tax tips. We save independent contractors thousands of dollars every single year. Check the link in the description box below and download our free 2026 Freelancer Tax Shield. Keep your money exactly where it belongs